everyone. In today's video, I'll be doing my video presentation for my nonprofit management final project. And for this project, the organization that I chose was Autism Society Ventura County. And what is Autism Society Ventura County, or for short, ASVC? ASVC is a local nonprofit that focuses on empowering everyone in the autism community with the resources needed to live fully. And they offer many programs and events. And I chose this organization because I'm an autistic person myself, and I also have combined type ADHD. So I have a big interest in advocating for my community and educating people about autism spectrum disorder, to be able to break the stigma around it. And now I will talk about my experience with volunteering and interviewing. I did not do shadowing, but I did do an interview as part of this project's requirement. Now, for my volunteering process, I volunteered at the Day at the Park event at Old Meadows Park in Thousand Oaks, California, uh, at the end of March. And basically, at this event, I helped with signing in people, setting up the event, including the bubble station, and I also helped monitor and tell participants the rules about the Chick-fil-A sandwiches that were catered. And at this event, I was able to learn about how this organization runs and interacts with the local community, and about how they have displayed many of their strengths, such as high participation, through many of the people enjoying their activities. And now, for my interview process, I interviewed Yvonne Torres, the programs and events manager, on May 3rd this year, about ASVC and some factors into the organization. And about ASVC, uh, I asked her questions such as the mission statement. What are some of the key programs and events that they have? How are these programs developed? As well as asking about effective strategies for fundraising. Now, some of their key programs are, for example, a meetup group, for teenage girls and also young adults too. But specifically for teenage girls, Torres stated how a program feedback for new events comes specifically from this one by people suggesting, for example, slime making. And in the next month at the meetup, Torres would hypothetically create a scenario where the people in the meetup group could make slime together. Now, for fundraising, ASVC has been very successful in their fundraising from events such as Ought to Run, which is hosted every year at CCUCI's campus, actually. And through this event, this is one of their biggest events. And considering it's one of their biggest events, they are able to have more of a chance of donations and fundraising. And with this, this has been going on for many years, so their funds increase every year, and they plan to continue Ought to Run. And then, however, there are some weaknesses with ASVC. For example, there is there are financial constraints in terms of that they are not able to write grants for community grants. However, they are able to receive um, grants from other local organizations, which is a strength of theirs, but also a weakness, because the weakness is that they could not write community grants, but a strength that they are able to receive funds through these grants from other organizations. Now, a key opportunity or recommendation I have for ASVC before I go into my analysis is how this organization can incorporate more autistic senior activities and events and programs, because the senior autistic community is very underserved by autism services, and many senior adults are undiagnosed. And but by partnering with, for example, Global Adult Community Center in Thousand Oaks, California, they would be able to start a pilot program where they have a senior support group at ASVC that would incorporate training, that would incorporate understanding about how to interact with the senior community by learning from G by GACC, Global Adult Community Center. And through this, the pilot program would be hosted for at least 3 to 6 months to begin with, and every 6 weeks they would be sending out a survey to all the participants in the group to give their feedback. And this is an effective way of knowing about incorporating the senior community, the autistic senior community within ASVC. Now, for for ASVC, how I can connect the concepts in class to this organization is through the board of directors. I saw it in tangible form. The board of directors, Ashley Pope, the president, as well as the executive director, Megan Meadows, was at the event as well. Ashley Pope was not there, but she is part of the board of directors, being the president. Um, and so the board of directors meet in a board meeting every month to decide on the next steps that ASVC will take in the next year or so, in the next month too. And then I also saw, back to my way I saw this, the textbook uh, examples be shown differently through ASVC is that ASVC can receive funds, but they are not able to write community grants at the moment, showing a financial constraint, which highlights writing grants, but also being a outside provider for them, outside grant writer. Um, Now, throughout this project, I learned a lot about ASVC, about autism services, and my experience helped me engage with the local community. And I hope to continue volunteering for ASVC past this project and hope to do well on this project. Thank you.